Hello friends, now we have got another use of the past perfect, very important in our day-to-day life, that is just when. Just when. See, just one example will make things clear to you. That's, see, for example, he had just, or I had just left the room when the roof collapsed. So that is the thing. So Providence helped me. Otherwise, I would die. See, I had just left the room when the roof collapsed. That is, very often it happens. So I had just crossed the road when a car collided with a motorbike. This happens almost every day these days. So let us try to generate or create or produce or make some sentences in this line, so it becomes very easy for you. You can also join me. So that, yes, she had just received the order when we met her. She had just received the order when we met her. Can you try one like this? Third one. Let's see. Try one. Let's think about, so for example, say, eating. Something like eating. We had just started eating when our friends came in. That's a good idea. No? Yes. We had just started eating when our friends came in. Let's think about an examination. Can we think of an examination hall? Yes. We had just entered the hall when the lights went off. Yes. We had just entered the hall, examination hall, when the lights went off. Sorry, supply, no electricity supply. Right? Let's think of a baker baking cake, and then what happens then? A baker made. So the baker had just made the cake. The baker had just made the cake when, what happened when? He had just made the cake when his friends arrived, or customers arrived. When his customers arrived. So that's when his customers. So the moment the cake, he had just made cakes, there's more, because his customers are coming. So you have to give them. Not if you have only one cake, you cannot do like that. You have to cut and give. That's not. Think of cooking in the kitchen. Say you are preparing a soup, then an insect fell into it. That's a good idea, no? Yes. So mother had just cooked the soup when a cockroach fell into it. Is it? Or something else. A monkey fell into it. No, that's not possible. So when an insect, let's say, an insect fell into it. Very sad, isn't it? Tragedy. Yes, it's a big tragedy. A huge tragedy. Isn't it? Let's see. Let's think of another. Think of the electric supply, or let's yes, teacher students. The teacher takes attendance, then what will happen? Let's see. Isn't it? 7, you'll see the teacher had just taken attendance, and what happens when two very good students went out? That is also a tragedy for the teacher and comedy for the students. Isn't it? Then what else you will see? Think about a very bright, sunny day. Then what happens immediately? See, the day had just become bright when clouds cast shadows. Isn't it? Shadows. The day had just become bright when the clouds cast shadows. So it was getting a very beautiful sky. Suddenly what happened? Into that beautiful, bright, sunny sky, blue sky blue vision, some clouds slowly came in, creeped in, you can say. They crept. Then what else you want to say? Think of you are going to sleep, and then what happens? So 9, I had just gone to sleep when my friend called me over his mobile. So that is his mobile. Let's think about getting married. You like to think about that also. 10, let's see. She had just got married when the relatives reached the church. So that is the thing. She had just got married. And then by that time, because there was some block, see, or some accident or something like that. But muhurt, that cannot be changed. Muhurt. So the marriage took place. This happens very often. That's why I said this tense is very important in this way. See. So now we have seen this is the fourth way that we require to use this tense. We have seen now, one after another. So don't think that this is a simple or unimportant tense. Very important tense as well as we are concerned. Isn't it? Okay. Then let's think about another situation where you can say, what about the novelist? Okay. The novelist, 11. We read 15 sentences. You always do in sets of 15. So 10 hour, the novelist had just finished when a publisher the novelist had just finished when a publisher called on him. So that's it. Now let's think about a poet. 12. The poet the poet had just what the poet the poet had just written down a poem when I read it. Okay, when I read it. He had just finished and I read it. Why not the dramatist or the director of a film? The director had just done his work when the producer came in. So he had just done his work, then the producer came. That's good because he's going to get money. He's going to get reward. 40. What is it? Next one is we have done novelist, poet, the director. Now what will you do? Whom will you say? Let's say the electrician. Okay. The electrician had just repaired the line when he had just repaired the line when what happened? When the lights went off. Very good. The lights went off. So there may be some short circuit or something like that. So the lights went off. 14. So one more sentence, 15 for our standard structure is like that, 15. So what will you do? What is this? Next. We had just with our father in mischief. We had just finished playing mischief when father arrived. We have just finished playing mischief when father arrived. When our father arrived. So this is really, you can think about any situation like this, See, we can say like that, the film had just begun when the lights went off. Or the film had just begun when the supply was cut off. Like that. Think of many such situations. As I always said, try to generate at least how many? 50 sentences. This is very easy, in this way. We had just done something when this happened. We had just done something, then that happened. We had just went out for a walk when calamity happens. You can go on making sentences. Then after making that, what should you do? I told you now, read these sentences aloud. Or you can say, you can play a game like this, See, one thing in groups you can sit down. First part, one group can do. Second part, the other group can do. And then we can matching game. A matching game can be done. Is that there's things like this. First half. See, we had just begun singing, and then next will be when. So like this. We had just begun singing, we had just begun eating, we had just begun sleeping, we had just begun exercising, we had just begun watching movie, we had just begun reading, and so on and so forth again. And then the next one, when. And then come together and sing. Suppose you get like this. We had just begun singing when when he finished or when he took his passport. This will not go together. This will not match. We have just begun singing when he took his passport. Like this. See? And then you find out which one will go with which, and then continue doing this exercise. It will be very interesting if you have got groups. One group here, the other group here. Somebody, even without writing, you can shout out, Shout out like this in the class, groups. We had just begun eating another person. Another person. My friend snatched my food away. I have just begun eating, my friend snatched the food away. Snatched the food. Isn't it? We had just climbed the ladder. Our friends pulled it down. That is mischief. So we can do like that. Somebody can shout like this. We had just done this. Another one. Well, we had. If it's not matching, there should be a referee. A game we can play. A referee. See, he will whistle and say, no, this is not. And the persons, the best, the group that makes sensible sentences, we can give a prize to them. That's a good idea. In this case, what happens is, one, your production skill will improve. Second, your writing skill will improve. Third, your shouting skill will improve. That means your speaking skill will improve. So that's something that you can try. Bye.